Hi guys, thank you for listening to Lorraine Lopez Loves Momo Rodriguez.
Wow.
Yes, he's a stand-up comedian, writer, actor, has his own podcast as well. So thank you for coming.
Hey, no problem. Thanks for having me. It's pretty cool, like, to see, because I saw you start.
Oh yeah, right in the beginning. That's where we met.
Yeah, so that's cool to see you're transitioning, but also you like do what a lot of comics don't do, and you go forward.
Oh.
Like, people take time, they pause, they're like, oh, I tried it out, but then I'm going to take a couple months off. You just kept going and didn't stop. Because people do that. They'll try comedy for like 2 months, 3 months, and they'll take a long break because they're trying to find themselves. You got to find yourself on stage.
Mm-hmm.
You got to find yourself bombing. You got to find yourself, in those awkward rooms where you're not even supposed to be there, or you're not. People didn't know there was going to be comedy there that night. You've been in those rooms where you're like, no one knew there was.
That's all the time.
Like, oh, yeah, that's right. Like,
yes.
But that's what you do. You keep on going, and you're a little street. That's what I like about you. You grew up in the IE, so.
I know people every time I say, they're like, where did you grow? They're like, I'm like, Ontario. They're like, ooh, yeah. Ontario. And I don't think that I realized how crazy Ontario is.
It is. They clench their purse whenever you say it. You're from Ontario.
Oh yeah.
Oh, what's it like? No, it's so you had that, you had that edge that a lot of us that grew up from, we call it LA.
Yeah.
Because we're LA.
Yeah.
But you're in that scene where people who are not from LA are here, and all they do is talk shit about how bad LA is. And you're like, oh well, no, we're
LA is the best. But people know that.
Yeah, I mean,
people hate LA, but they love it so much they don't want to admit it.
Do you take it personal when they say that I hate LA?
I don't take it. Maybe I do. I am dating someone right now who. In the beginning, I thought he hated LA.
Yeah.
And it did hurt me. It was like it felt like, oh gosh, cool. Like, one time we had a fight and I said, the only thing you like in LA is the tacos.
I mean.
Right?
Yeah.
We have good tacos.
With every sense of every meaning, by the way.
And you realize when you're traveling how the food here is.
It's great.
The best.
I mean, I did a lot of traveling around the country, and sometimes you feel like a taco. You can't get any. I mean, I've tried tacos in every state, I think, in this country. And LA, for me, is probably like, we grew up here, so you have that sense memory of home. Mm-hmm. But, here's some advice. Don't eat at a taco place that has higher than a B.
Oh, wow.
That's it.
That's a key.
From a guy who's born and raised in LA, Mexican, I'm telling you, only eat at taco places that have a B or lower.
Okay.
Because once you go to A, you lose the flavor.
So we don't know what those extra ingredients are, but you don't ask.
Sometimes not cleaning the grill. There's places in Mexico, yeah.
Yeah, the leftover, whatever.
White people do it too. They call it mother bread or mother, what do you call it when they make sourdough?
I don't know.
The mother, what is it called? The mother base, the mother dough?
He's Latin too.
Mother base. It's true. They have their own little. We have our own. We just take some. There's mole that we make. We carry one to another. There's a place. So whenever people say I hate LA, I'm like, dude, but you're not in LA. Like, you're from LA.
Yeah, and also this is such a different world. This little hole, like you can drive even 15 minutes out and you're already in a different place. Yeah, like Boyle Heights is like so close, and you're like, oh, people, that's LA. And
it's gradually disappearing, Boyle Heights. It's gentrifying like crazy now. Dude, you used to be able to go to a supermarket and see a mural of a Virgin Mary next to it. Now it's a Sprouts. Mm-hmm. There's no murals. Yeah. Just like a big old asparagus. It's not it's not empowering.
But they're fighting it though, and I feel like the community's coming together to help.
It's funny because for years Cholos have told us that our neighborhoods would be, would be taken over. Shit. We always thought it was by gangs, but we never thought it was by contractors. Yeah, it's fucking developers.
That is insane.
Yeah, so being an LA comic, because I'm a real LA comic. Mm-hmm. I'm not a Hollywood comic. Because those are the ones that just go up and ask questions on stage. I'm an LA comic.
Do that?
Yeah, dude. I'm the ones that want to talk to the audience. I want to know where we're coming from. And then when you go on the road, you talk about who you are and where you're from to other people, which is the best part of doing the road. You know, you get to actually experience other conversations. That's all it is, just conversations here and there.
And it's genuine, because also when you're on the road, you're kind of like more open to like, I'm just really curious what's happening here, and where are you doing, what do you do? Because I felt that, because I still feel very uncomfortable doing that sometimes here. But whenever I'm not, feel like I went to London and did stand up, and I was so open and free, and I was just curious, and I felt like, you know, instead of it being like, oh, this is a part of my bit, or I'm trying to make this happen, it was more just curiosity.
You were having a conversation.
And that's the way it should be, you know?
That's stand up. I mean, there's a lot of, you know, people can give you lectures on stand up and what works, what doesn't work. But for me personally, as a stand up, I just want to have a great conversation with you. But at the same time, I want to make sure what I'm saying is not a bit.
Yes.
You know, it's a truth.
Yeah.
And you happen to relate to it. I mean, because we're all the same people all over the country. There's always a shitty part of town. There's always, you know, a rich part of town. There's always this drama everywhere. So if you can just have a conversation there, you'll relate.
Yeah.
And even internationally. I mean, everyone's fucked up all over the world.
Yeah.
Shout out to everybody in the world that's fucked up.
Yeah, definitely. You told me when I performed your show, you said you're like, you have to remember that everyone here just got off of work.
Yes.
Everyone's tired. They're not, like, you have to just...
They're worried about the kids at home.
Be relatable. Don't, you know, like, don't be too... Try to make something so complicated and crazy that they're going to have to overthink and make it, like...
Make it fun.
Make it funny and fun, but yeah.
Once you get to that,
it's good advice.
Once you get to that, you learn to develop out of that.
Yeah.
You know, you become smart after they realize that they can listen to you. Because when you go at them too hard, they'll be like, what is she doing? What is he doing? What is he trying to say to me?
Yeah.
Like, we paid for us to get quiz? Like, are we paying for a therapy? You don't want to give them a therapy session. You don't want to be preachy. Because they're just... someone's worried about the kids, someone's worried about the babysitter, someone's worried about how much is it going to cost us. You know, did you order 2 drinks or 3 drinks? Only order 2. Come on, babe, calm down. You're ordering too much. They're worried so much about the menu, how much they're paying. You know, they don't want complexity on stage. They want sincerity. They want just to be just like, say fuck it, like you're talking to your friends. And I think what I love about performing outside of LA is that you perform for people that really just are civilians, not industry. You perform in Hollywood, you get, you know, people who are actors, comedians that want to be on that stage, so they go there to watch you. They don't laugh, they just look at you and they go, oh, that's funny. There's no laughter behind it.
Yeah.
There's no feedback. There's no give and take. It's just take from both sides. So you want to do stand-up in the outside, but at the same time, when you do stand-up, don't always think of it as an open mic too. And a lot of comics say, well, no, I go out twice a night. I do so many open mics. You have to do open mics. That's great. But if you sometimes can become an open mic comic with the open mic cadence if you do them so many times. And you get that, you know, that open mic cadence that goes like, how's it the story yesterday? Pause. Because you open mic, you don't do it for laughter. You do it to work out. But then again, who wouldn't like someone that works out too much?
True.
Especially people who are civilians that work all day. Last time you want to see someone who works out every day.
Yeah, no,
like, look at that bitch. Has time to go to the gym. I gotta clean my shit. You know, we want to see people who are like us. That's why when people, you know, get a little too like, I don't know, they see this as a sport. It's not a sport. It's an art. You're supposed to enjoy. Art gives pleasure. You're not here to see what team you're on, who's better, who's not better, who's comedy. Because, I mean, you have people that you like as friends, right? There's not like your favorite friend. Everybody has something else to give to.
Yeah. Yeah,
there is a friend that does more for you, that you care about more, but they're all different people. And the same thing has to be with stand-ups. You got to be some that, you know, you like, not your favorite. You know, what speaks to you is sincerity. Anybody who's sincere, you're going to be like, fuck, he's right.
Yeah.
I'm going to fuck him.
No, but it's true. I feel like when I first, I mean, I'm still so new, but in the beginning, it was just like I could tell a long story, and I was watching videos yesterday because I'm trying to cut some clips, and it was so funny, and I was like, oh, it's just so genuine and normal, and just that's what makes it funny. I think going back and looking at clips of the podcast, I'm like, oh, these are the moments that people enjoy, these really honest moments and not trying. And I think, like you say, like going up and doing a lot of mics and kind of like, I feel like I lost a lot of the meat and the importance of what I was saying. It was almost like joke, but it was like, but do you know me? Do you care? Like, so that's kind of where I'm at right now, where I'm trying to like figure it all out again. And it's weird because when you feel like, oh gosh, I feel like I'm doing great and I feel good and things are, and I'm booking, but then you're all of a sudden you're like, but I don't feel like this is working for me.
Well, it just means it means you're growing. It's like we have kindergarten, then you go to second grade, so, then you go to high school, then you go to, junior high school, then you go to college, and then some people get their masters. That's comedy. You have to graduate from, right now, I mean, I felt like a senior in high school 5 years ago. Then I felt like a freshman in college, and right now I feel like I'm getting my PhD, but, still, even after you graduate, you still got to get a job. And that job is success.
Yeah.
I don't have a job yet that I can say I'm successful like that, but I am going to school. I mean, I've had the privilege to be working with the kings of comedy right now. The guys that I looked up to as a kid are my mentors. Actors that I looked up to are my mentors. I mean, I hate name dropping, but...
Yeah, but you just you just were on tour with George Lopez.
Yeah, George Lopez. I mean, I work with...
That's amazing.
I work with the Comedy Get Down, D.L. Hewley, Cedric the Entertainer, Eddie Griffin. I mean, those guys... And then you're around them, you don't even talk. You just sit in the green room just like... Because you're afraid to talk. These guys, these are the masters. I mean... And then even actors, because of George, I have a friendship with Edward James Olmos. He's like very Latino, he's like the Godfather. You become his friend, you're like an untouchable. He's been nothing but great. Another friend of mine who's been helping me out is Emilio Rivera from Sons of Anarchy, from the Mayans. I mean, this guy's been in the industry for years, and he's been like my, I wouldn't say so much like a mentor, but I would see him like a brother, because not only is he giving me advice, he watches over me and makes sure nobody messes with me.
Yeah.
And when you have a badass dude that watches over you, like, that's pretty cool. And I mean, I don't even know what to say about George Lopez. I mean, that dude's like I don't know, man. That guy, people who don't know George cares a lot about the future of Latinos entertainment to a point where he watches everything I say and do and guides me, and just, it's been a master class right now. But also you learn about the business and how to write and about patience and about how to be true to yourself. And sometimes, I think my favorite quote is from Anthony Quinn, where he says, sometimes on stage you have to, give it all, even if you have to lose the audience. And that's what you're doing. You're having that renaissance in your comedy, where you're trying to figure out and find your next step. That's great. Some people just say, fuck it, I can't do this. This is too hard. How did you feel when you did my show? It was a weird vibe, right? The audience is different on my shows.
I don't think it was a weird vibe.
They're because sometimes they're great, and sometimes they're judging, and sometimes they're just like out of control. But see, that's what you do when you use the email list of the swap meet. Right. It's true. Actually, I did.
I mean, but you packed the house. That's how fun. You do it, right?
It was fun. Yeah, they all showed up. Yeah, and they're they're very they want to have a good time.
Yeah,
they're not mean. They want to have a great time, but also they will laugh because they're there to fucking have a good time. They're not there just to like judge. They're just there to like, hey, make us laugh. Yeah. And I saw it. You wrote a couple waves on that show. You were like, hey, this is crazy. They're there, and I see you're doing a lot of Latino rooms recently.
Have I?
Yeah.
I think I always did. No, I always feel like I did a lot of...
I've seen you more now. You've worked with a lot of you've worked with Rudy Moreno now.
Oh, yeah.
Rudy was the guy who started everybody off. You had to get his blessing before to get like on stage.
Yeah, Rudy's great. Yeah, he's a
You know, you're starting to see, like, that's what's cool about you working in Hollywood, too. You see both sides. Mm-hmm. And, you know, that's a key for our culture to move forward in the industry. Mm-hmm. Is to have people like you that can, you know, you see it as both and just work it. So we're proud of you, man. You know, it's not that many Latinas that there's a few, but not that many that, you know, just say fuck it and keep on pushing. Because I've seen a lot of people, you know, females in comedy, Latina, because you know what Latinos are. No matter what people say, the machismo's still there. Mm-hmm. You know, but you know, a lot of the Latinas are really just pushing hard right now, and it's pretty cool, man. It's pretty inspiring.
Well, I remember when I was writing my movie, and it was it's very Latino based in LA, and I was thinking, like everyone says, well, you gotta already know who you want to have play, who are the actresses that you have in mind. And I remember just like Googling and thinking, who would I have? What Latina actress? Yeah. And to even, I mean, there needs to be, it's sad that you have to look that hard because there's not a lot.
I know what you're going to say. I know what you want to say. Like, there is a lot out there, but there's not.
But not on the radar, or not exactly. That people know. Like, that's the thing is, I don't know what it is. Like, I'm sure there's amazing, a lot of them, but they're not, we don't know about them.
No one gives them their platform. Mm-hmm. And there's so many, and I know there's a lot, but there's not a lot that are working where I guess this is what we're trying to say. There's a lot of Latina actresses, but there's not a lot where we can go into a network or a studio and use their name as a push. Mm-hmm. There's no attachment power. Yeah. There's no, put money on the project power. So there is a lot of talent out there, just not that can bring, I guess, money to the project. Mm-hmm. They can bring talent. I mean, because Latinos are known to be dramatic since day one. Yeah. Shoot, all of us. Trust me. Raised in a Latino household. Latinas are the best actresses. Because, even if you don't believe them, you believe them.
Yeah, you have to.
You have
no choice.
Yeah, they're So, no, and I have a lot of friends that they're working their butts up, but they don't get that platform. Same thing with Latina comedians. They don't get that platform. And they deserve it. I mean, Tiffany Haddish with her special, was it She Ready? That
oh, yeah, the one with all the girls on there. That was beautiful because I felt like a lot of times people, like when they, you see people with specials and you're like, who knows how it comes about, whatever. But like she really did have like all those women on that show, like she did that for them and they would have never had it otherwise. And no one would have seen their talent because also there's like ageism as well. So like there was women that were like, oh, I've been doing stand-up for 30 years and I've never had a break, and she's giving it to them and it's so, and you see their stand-up and in whatever it was, like 30 minutes, I don't remember, but it was, you saw their life and it was so beautiful. And the fact that she could do that for her people she really believed in is insane, and has the power to do that.
Ida Rodriguez.
Yeah, amazing. She's insane. Love her.
A great friend of mine. I've known her for years. I mean, she's been in it before. I got into comedy. I used to see her the Laugh Factor all the time. I've worked with her so many times, and then when I saw her on that special, I'm like, this beautiful, talented woman, should have had a few series by now. Yeah. It's crazy. People don't know how hilarious she's one of my favorite comedians. Tiffany alone, I used to work with Tiffany years ago at the Laugh Factor. Tiffany was like, she used to give me rides home sometimes. She was always been great. So whenever I see something with Tiffany's in it, I felt so proud because it's like, that's the homie right there that went through it. she had her ups and downs too. Mm-hmm. And she just kept on. She lived in her car. She's told us stories, and now, it's we all get our time, I think it's also, we have to be ready when it happens, because a lot of us have gotten our moment, but we weren't ready. I know a lot of friends that got a Comedy Central special, but they weren't ready for it. Yeah. Or some of them that rush it, and then when they get it, it's out there, and it lives out there, and that's all people see. So even though they're like 10 times better, they're going to judge you by what's out there. That's so many comedians did Def Jam when it came out, but there was such a limited amount of comedians that most of them who did it too early that it didn't make a career for them. Mm-hmm. So it was hard for them to just launch anything up again.
Or I can imagine that it could have really hurt just their own ego of like, fuck this, why didn't this do, and that could, I don't know. But
yeah, I mean, you know, it's right now with Latinos in the industry, it's hard to get booked in the comedy clubs in Hollywood. Some of us do get booked. I'm a regular, but I'm only given Latino night. You know, it's like I perform all over the country on the top stages in the country, theaters, arenas, comedy clubs. But when I come home, I only get Monday night, Latino night.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate to pull the Latino card, but it's not, I'm not lying. I'm being honest. We don't get booked on the weekends. We get booked on Tuesdays because, you know, we bring the people in. We'll pack it up on a Tuesday like nobody else can. Yeah. But they won't give us a weekend where we get showcased. So unless we have a TV show or something, but we don't get TV shows because we don't get showcased. It's like when you get credit, and they're like, well, you need to have good credit. Well, how do I get credit? Well, you need to establish credit. Okay, well, then give me credit. Well, you can't. You don't have no credit to establish credit. So what the fuck?
Well, it's weird because then you also get that, oh, but you have the Latino card. So you're only getting booked because of that. Or, you know, so there's no, it's just a weird thing. But what you were saying too, like having mentors, I think that's one of the things that even growing up as a kid, I don't feel like I really had.
No.
Like, I don't feel like I ever had anyone that I saw on TV that I looked at that I was like, oh, that's me, or I could do that.
That's true.
Especially in comedy. And that was something I never thought that I could ever do. It was never an option. Like acting, I was like, I can do acting. But so for me, what's important is to keep pulling through forever. And, and also just so I can hopefully have other like girls being like, oh, that's something I want to do that.
Yeah,
like,
be a mentor.
You know,
And you know, that's a great goal to have, and not only is it a goal, but it's a shift that needs to happen now. I mean,
and also creating our own content. Yeah, because really that's how it works. And I think maybe that's the problem, that we're just not enough of us are making stuff. I mean, I don't know.
I think we're making it. We don't have the right platforms because, you know, something Latinos are known for is making our own shit up.
Yeah, right.
I mean, we're the most resourceful motherfuckers out there. True. We will make anything happen. We'll do it ourselves. We don't need no help. We just need a platform. It's like we're great. We can have an amazing restaurant. We just need people to eat at it. Yeah. And the same thing goes with our comedy. I mean, I used to write for a company called Maker Studios. And Maker was huge. But when I started at Maker, it was a little hole in the wall. And we had a Latino department. I wrote a show called La Chamba, which was like The Office, but for Latinos. And it was making fun of the actual Maker Studios. It was great. We did 10 episodes. And then it got corporate. And they kicked us out. Disney bought it for like $5 billion, and then we all got freaking let go. I quit because they were just changing too much for us. They wanted to make it too non-Latino, and I was like, well, we have followers because of what we're doing. Yeah. Then they realized later on, you know, that we are something special. We are a market. We're not only are we a market, but we're taking over. And as much people don't like to hear that, you know, that's just who we are. We're not here to do like we're not always here to do the maintenance in a way, as far as in comedy or in restaurants. We're here to give you stuff, to create for you, not clean it up. I mean, you know, you see me do a lot of random sketches and stuff, and I just wish we had that platform where we can share them. And when they do have a platform, Latinos tend to not help each other out. I hate to say it, but it's true. Yeah, we are our worst. I've heard that a lot. We're our worst enemy. You know, we're like, hey, I have a new show. You gonna write me in? Well, I don't know yet, man. I got to see how I do. You know, some bullshit line like that. Yeah. We don't help each other out like other cultures do.
That's so interesting.
Well, you know, it's like...
But it does feel, because I think maybe we're conditioned to feel that, like, oh, there's that one spot just for, there's only one Latino person that could be successful, and that's going to be on that show. Like, we can't both do it.
We come from families that are laborers, that work hard. We all have a supervisor. none of us grew up in a corporate world where we have different executives.
Yeah.
So our mentality is, okay, we have a supervisor.
There's only one.
Our job is to be the supervisor. He's gonna pick who's in charge. It's not like we're board members. We've never been board members. So we have that I need to be the one in charge mentality.
Yeah, I never thought of that because I do feel like I have never, and that's the thing now in my life, I'm now starting to want to, okay, I have to do my own stuff. But there's been many, many years where I wasn't, and I was just doing, okay, well, I'll take these classes and I'll sit back and wait, and then I'll do this, but I'm not like it. But it's like, no, you have to take it, you're the control in your hands, or nothing's going to happen for you.
Yeah, because you did that. You weren't afraid.
But when we met, you told me, you were like, wow, you have, what is it called? You're cocky. Yeah. And I was like, me? And you were like, you are so fucking cocky. Like, you just promote every show. You're like, remember, I was like, I wrote, one time I put
this girl, she's been in comedy for like fucking 2 weeks, and she puts headlining this weekend. I did. I'm like, calm the fuck down.
That was embarrassing.
But I did it too. I did it too, though. That's why I kind of like, I saw something in you, because I'm like, I did that too my first show. I put Momo Rodriguez headlines at some bar called Sabor Lounge in downtown LA. Headline, and I remember all the comics called me, "Hey, bro, what are you doing? What are you talking about? Well, you can't headline yourself. Why not? I'm the headliner. People are gonna come to see me. I'm selling the tickets."
Oh my god!
So in a way, I like that you did that, but then I had to tell you, hey. Calm down, 1 or 2 is fine, but
I was going crazy.
But that's great though. That just shows you, because look, I'll say this. I say it to everybody. This is not a team sport we're in. We're alone up there.
Yeah.
We get judged by what we do. We're boxers, giving punchlines. People want to see us fall. You are by yourself. So if you want to be the champion, you be the champion. It's okay to say you're headlining, even though all it means is that you're going last.
Yeah.
Everybody gets the same time. I do the last 20 minutes of the show. But,
No, I'm pretty sure that was a bringer show, too.
And it's great. It's great.
I was like, but I didn't know, because you don't.
You don't?
I haven't.
No one tells you.
No one really, until you're in it. And and that's why it is like, when they say how many years you do, it is like a learning process.
They'll tell you to be a dick, or they'll tell you because they're looking after you. They'll be like, hey man, calm down. Like, you didn't sell out. You packed, you just comped it out.
Yeah.
You didn't sell tickets. You comped tickets. So don't say that you sold out a venue. A lot of comics, we sold out, motherfucker, because they sent their fucking, and they always do this, they put their name plus 7 and only 2 show up. What happened to your 7? Oh, they couldn't make it. That's what I hate about giving away tickets to Latinos, man. I'll have like 1,800 on my guesses and 17 will show up. Because they count everybody in their family. Hey, who's gonna go? You know what? Put me me plus 15. Hold on.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, 16. Never mind, 16. My tia's coming too. It's just. But you did it. You went forward. You weren't afraid, and it's gonna get tougher from here on. But that's the cool part. You're building. Well, I mean, you're building a callus in your soul to comedy, because it's not. Look, I mean, most of what we talk about comes from tragedy. Isn't that comedy, tragedy plus time? And you're doing it. You're up there. And I remember I gave you a note last time we were back. I told you, hey, why don't you believe what you're talking? I don't know if I told you, like, believe it. Like, what you're talking about, believe in what you're saying. Don't just say it because it's a good gag or it's a good punchline or it's a good one-liner. You got to believe what you're saying, or else it just becomes a bit. Especially Latino crowds. We know when people are just like, writing on stage. We know when it's like a written script. Because Latinos, we're used to hearing a script. We're used to people, you have the right to remain silent. We know when it's a script. We know when you're reading from something. But when you're just sincere as fuck, and I saw you do that when you paused. That was new in your stand-up. When you first started, you were quick. You come out and do your bit. Now you're thinking on stage. You stop and you think, and that shows professionalism. It shows, okay, now, because I was told by a great comedian one time, I was told, don't go, if the crowd's crazy, don't go out there all trying to show energy. Like if the crowd's very silent and dull, don't go out there and overdo it. Don't be high energy. You're just gonna fuck it up even more. You gotta start at their energy and bring them up to yours. And that tool has always been amazing because that way you control the pace, the rhythm, and the cadence.
Yeah.
If they're all quiet, you go, hey, how's everyone doing? You know, blah blah blah. No, it was like, what the fuck is that, motherfucker? You don't know you don't know what's going on in their day. If you're gonna go and perform and just put on a fucking movie for them, which what it is when you just do, you know, autopilot, you're putting on a movie for them. It's not worth it. But if you go and you go to work, that's what I love when I've heard the pros say that when they're about to go on stage and they see a crowd that's not that good, they'll go, all right, I gotta go to work. Yeah, because you see them like bringing them. Like, look, if you get used to doing free shows, you're gonna put on a free performance. If you know, once people start paying for those seats, man, the first time I sold out a show and people were paying for that show, that was the first time I was nervous. Because I said, fuck, they paid plus the 2-drink minimum.
Yeah.
So if I suck, they lost money. I ruined their night. They're not going to come back again. So I went out there and I gave the best show I could because I figured these are paid seats. And let me tell you, people who pay laugh more. People who go to a free show don't give a fuck. Because it's in the back of their head. Well, we fucking didn't pay, so I should be all excited.
Yeah.
Or they'll talk during your set. You know, once the people pay for something, and then you bring...
It does add value to their...
And you want that. You want people to add value to you. Now, comics will disagree with me on this. Doing bars and restaurants, that's great. You do too many of them, why would somebody pay $15 to see you at the Improv or $35 to see you at the Improv when you're doing the fucking bar and grill for free? Why would they go? They read that thing.
But I do feel, though, because before I did stand-up, I loved to just go to all these little indie hole-in-the-wall rooms.
Too. Yeah.
So there are some that I just do or feel like have this special, like, it's more intimate.
Yeah.
It's intimate, and then they pack it, and people are like, you're like, oh, I'm going to see this person, and I came, it's $5. It's like the cool crowd, or this is like the cool in thing.
Yeah.
And it becomes like, and they're working out material that they won't be doing at the Improv. They're probably working out shit and just riffing and do different.
But those are people who already are established comics that people already pay to see.
Oh, yeah, okay.
You know what I mean?
Lorraine, you could keep doing the...
You know?
You're good.
It's like,
but this is why I do it. Just kidding. No, I did not.
You know what I mean? It's like they'll come. That's just comics being nice. You know, I'm gonna go do your little bar. Yeah. Because I'm secure. I have my show next week, and they'll do this. Hey, I'll do your bar, but just don't tell nobody I'm coming. That's what they'll say.
Like, yeah, surprise.
I know a lot of headliners that do that. They'll be like, hey, I'll do your spot at that restaurant. Just don't tell people I'm coming. Yeah. So I'm not saying it's bad to do them. I'm just saying it's not great to have an audience say, hey, here's an email for me to go see me for $15 at a comedy club, or come see me at fucking, Coffee Bean.
Yeah.
It's just like two different worlds. But then again, you need to do that for a while to get your voice. But then after, when you make that transition, commit to it. It'll hurt at first. People will not go. People, when you want to do a paid show, and let's say you only get like 17 people show up, people are like, oh, fuck, my show's horrible. Only 17 people here. Fuck that. 17 people paid versus how many would have gone for free. You have to, I mean, in the end of the day, yeah, your ego wants a fucking 200 people there for free, but your future needs those 17 people to make money off of them. Because I tell people, it's like, dude, I mean, I would love to perform for free, but then again, this is not my hobby. This is not a pastime. This is my, this is what I make my money. This is my income.
Yeah.
Either I pay rent or I give you a free laugh, and when you're looking for money and don't have the rent money, you're not funny anymore.
Yeah.
You can't be funny when you have bills. That's why a lot of comics struggle in Hollywood, because they're like, oh, how hard is it? Yeah, they're making you laugh, but they got fucking rent. They got fucking relationship problems. They have, family issues. I mean, there's so much to the artist. At the end of the day, the artist is a broken motherfucker. In order for them to bring light to something, they got to go through some tragedies, which is what makes everything funny for us. And being Latino, we should talk about everything. I mean, right?
We're a little too honest about everything.
Yeah, we're too honest. Yeah.
I can't even talk about it because my mom and dad listen to my podcast.
It's okay. Sometimes I forget. Sometimes I just say fuck it, because my mom and dad too. They like to hear shit that I do, and then I'll see them like, hey, so what the fuck? We never did that to you. I'm like, yeah, but it was a great story. Mm-hmm. Or maybe, or there's like the other day I was on the podcast and I said a story of how I was mugged 14 times in 5 years. When I became a regular at the Laugh Factory, they would give you a spot, and if you didn't go, they would just take you out of being a regular. So I didn't have a car, so I would ride the bus from Norwalk to Hollywood, and then from Hollywood to the Long Beach Laugh Factory. And in 5 years, I was mugged 14 times.
Whoa.
And sometimes I would sleep at the bus stop because the Comedy Store would give me like a 2 a.m. spot in the belly room. And the buses would stop running.
Yeah.
So you would have to just sleep on the bus stop or bus station. Man. And my mom and dad heard, you did what? You were mugged? I'm like, hey, man, if I would have told you, you fucking wouldn't let me. I mean, sometimes we do stuff as artists that we're not proud of. They're not bad. It's just, we have to go through our moments of sense memory to be a good actor. You have to have your moments that you can one day go back to it. So, yeah. So, mom and dad were listening. Lorraine's crazy.
No, they're crazy. I'm just talking about it.
Oh, but it's okay.
That's the problem.
Hey, you know what? One day when you buy them a big-ass house.
There you go. It's all for you guys.
They're like, you should have said more about it. I'm telling you, that's one thing. That's a Latinos thing. That's what I want to do. We had that Richie Valens thing where we want to buy our mom a house.
Oh, for sure, yeah.
Buy her a big-ass house but not put her name on it because then our brothers and sisters would get the house after they die. So I told them, I'll buy you a house, but my name's going to be on it because I want to go to my sister when you die. Fuck that. But now I work for that fucking house, telling shit. How much have they seen of your stand-up?
My mom has seen most of it. My dad has never. He's watched me. I once only took him to an open mic at the Ontario Improv. I went to go hang out. I was like, it's like 2 minutes. I was like, just come. And I just like riffed a 2-minute thing that was appropriate for him.
And he disowned you?
And no, he didn't even care. I think after I was done, my mom was like, oh, good job. And my dad was just like, didn't even look at me. He shows
up with notes. I think you should do more dick jokes.
No, I think he didn't even care. He just wasn't even paying attention. I was like, wow, okay.
He's a true Latino right there.
Yeah.
He's a true Latino.
And then actually, this last time I was at the Ontario Improv, because my family lives in Rancho Cucamonga.
Yeah. Or they call it Rancho.
Rancho, yeah. The 909. Well, I don't even think Rancho is 909.
We call it Rancho.
Rancho. But there's so many ranchos that people get confused.
So what happened?
Well, I told my dad, I was like, if you want to come this time, you can come. And he was like, no, I think I'm just going to stay in tonight. He's
like, fuck
I'm like, what? This whole time it was so hard for me to not let you come, and then you just don't want to come.
It's weird. I think my mom would tell me, I'm afraid no one's going to laugh at you.
No.
My mom would tell me that. That's just my dad would be like, I don't even understand half the shit you're talking about anyways. But people are laughing. So when my mom and dad go, you see them, I can see them from the stage looking at the audience.
Yeah.
Like they want to know everyone's laughing. And then when my cousins go, they want to make sure no one heckles me or they'll fucking want to beat them up. It's like, hey, everybody calm the fuck down, number one. But now when my mom goes, my dad didn't want me to do this. My mom and dad didn't want me to do this. They told me, they had an intervention with me.
No.
They're like, you need to get a real job. My dad was an illegal alien. And my dad told me, I did not cross this country illegally, get deported 28 times for my son to be a clown.
Yeah. Damn.
I'm a writer. I don't give a fuck. You're a clown. So he took it really hard. He didn't talk to me for about this topic. I mean, my dad's always been a nice guy, but this really it broke him because he was like, "You have opportunity, motherfucker, in this country that I didn't have, and you want to just write? You're not gonna make any money." Years went by, and then one day they came to I was opening up for Carlos Mencia back then. And I was doing the we're doing the Treasure Island, the casino. And we're performing in the big theater. I mean, it was packed, thousands of people. And I was opening the show, and my mom and dad went. And my mom says my dad was crying because he saw me on stage, thousands of people, killing it. And when I got off stage, I look at him, and he tells me, like, you know what, I'm proud, but I still think this is a waste of your time. Wow. He still was... And then I told him, Dad, how old were you when you crossed the border? He's like, I was 17. I'm like, how long did it take you to be, get your, citizenship? He's like, well, barely in 2006. I'm like, cool, let me cross my border now. Mm-hmm. And it was that really made him like, fuck, this kid got me. Mm-hmm. This is his dream. Yeah. And now Mr. shows out to everybody. Now they give me notes. My dad gives me, everybody, because they saw what I went through, and they saw what it means to me. And they also saw that no matter what obstacle was put in front of me, I still went forward. And now I'm the example. Look at Momo. He's doing it. Mm-hmm. He's not a rich man, but he's working with people we never thought he would work with. And not only that, he's giving back. I want to give back to people. I mean, I was that chubby kid that never got, the attention from other people. I wasn't a gangster. I was anti-gangster. Everybody around me, I mean, I grew up being shot at. I grew up during the early 90s where there was the wars going on, the gang wars. Mm-hmm. It wasn't safe for us. And everybody joined the gang but me. But it was because they didn't. This is what happened. I was asked for a gang meeting because they would have gang meetings. Yeah. Right? And they would tell you, look, you're the young people. You guys are the peewees. You guys want protection for your house. You have to give to the gang. So you need to come up with an idea on what you're going to do to provide for the gang. So my friends and I got together. We're like, what are we going to do, man? We got to. So the day came and we show up to the main gang member, the main dude. And he's like, okay, what'd you guys come up with, peewees? And I was like, well, I think we should do a bake sale. Because all of our moms cook. It was genius. This idea. Yeah. And the cholo just looked at me like, motherfucker, go home. And I was mad. I was like, I'm not going to go home. Because I felt like our house is not be protected now. Yeah. So I went home, and my mom's like, what's wrong? Oh, I'm just stressed out, Mom. I joined the gang, by the way, so now our house is protected, so we're good. And my mom was like, what the fuck did you just say? I joined the gang. She's like, you're not going to be in no fucking gang. So I went back to the gang member. I said, sir, yeah, but so turns out my mom won't let me be in the gang, so I can't be in the gang. And they just looked at me like I was this fucking trippy out kid. They're just like, you know what, Momo? You're good, bro. Just go home.
You're like, you're fine.
You're fine, bro. Yeah, and I was kicked out of the gang. Yeah. And from this.
How old were you?
I was like 11.
Oh my gosh.
That's how young they recruit them. Mm-hmm. So I mean, like, it's these are the stories that we don't tell on stage. It's hard to people relate because it's hard to believe. Mm-hmm. We've been through this crap, and they see us now to be a Chicano touring the country is a trip, man. Mm-hmm. I'm even coming here today. I shouldn't have worn this sweater. I didn't realize I was wearing it till I got till I was in the lobby. That's a great sweater. It's great. I didn't realize I was wearing it till I was in the lobby. Because people were passing by and they were looking at me. They recognized me like, fuck, I know I had that kind of fame. They were just passing by looking at me.
There's like, what's putos?
I know, and then some guy who was delivering a package, some Mexican dude goes, hey, in Spanish he goes, me gusta tu sign, which meant I like your sign. And which is it's a fat joke to say that a fat guy is wearing fuck, I'm not that big, I'm wearing a fucking sign. Yeah, it's a fucking sign. Huh. But yeah, it's just Feliz Navidad putos. Yeah. Which puto is not a bad word. It can mean fuckers. It can mean, it can mean several different things. It can mean whore. Mm-hmm. Whatever you identify with puto is what it is.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
So for all those putos out there, George Lopez made puto a salutation.
Okay.
Think about it. What's up, puto? See? It's a wonderful world. So please.
I'm going to figure out what it means to me, and then I'll.
What does it mean to you? What is?
How
on a very special Lorraine Lopez loves. What does puto mean to you?
Yes.
So this is great. Thank you for this. I mean, I'm proud of you, man. Good. You're in a podcast room. Like we all do podcasts in bathrooms, and you have like. Fucking foam and everything.
Yeah, Third Wheel Podcast Studio.
No, we have fucking Mexican blankets around us with the fucking with the tiger in the background.
I almost brought like some Coronas, but I was like, is it too early or something?
It is, but
it always.
It's always funny how people want to, we're a drunk culture, but when we're not, we're religious culture. It's off and on. We don't not drink for it. Like I can't drink. It's. I'm trying to be healthy. I'm having panic attacks lately.
Yeah.
Alcohol's bad for me. Caffeine's bad for me. But today at fucking Starbucks, man, Before I got here, I went to Starbucks.
Starbucks and green tea, damn.
Dude, I went to Starbucks and I said, "Can I get a hot tea?" Because it's like it was a drive to get over here. So I'm like, "Can I get a hot tea?" And the dude goes, "So how's your day going?" I'm like, "It's going good, man. Give me the fucking tea." "So any plans for the weekend?" "Yeah, man. Fucking give me some fucking tea." He gives me my tea, and I pay, for my coffee with my app because I'm trying to be, techie. So I give him my phone. He pays. He scans it. And I get my fucking tea, I put it in my car, and I drive, because it's too hot, I'm not going to drink it right away. I get on the fucking freeway, grab my tea. It's not tea, it's fucking macchiato.
Oh, shit.
I'm fucking pissed. I am pissed. Because the motherfucker asked me how my day was going. He was quizzing me, but couldn't get my fucking drink right.
Was your name on there?
My name was on there and everything. How's your day going? I don't know, motherfucker. How's my fucking drink going, motherfucker?
God damn.
Plans for the weekend? Yeah, I'm going to come back and fucking make me a tea. You know what I'm saying? So it's hard for me to, hard for our culture to just try to be healthy. You're healthy.
I try. No, I mean, I grew up with my eating AM PM all the time.
Yeah, those fucking corn dogs, man. Fucking hot dogs, right?
But my mom, I feel like because my brother and I are 10 years apart, and so I think when I was young, she was always working and busy and but was never into the health stuff yet. She was healthy, but my brother got that health kick, and he's like, "I don't like the taste of fat." I'm like, "What? How do you not like the taste?" He's like, "I don't think the chips, I don't want bread." Ugh, bread. And I'm like, but we lived in different times, but my mom's always helping me. She'll diagnose me with vitamins all the time. I don't know what I'm taking. I'm always taking something. So
my mom would tell me, "You need to fucking lose weight, but hey, I made some chorizo if you want to come over." It's like, my mom would tell me, "Oh, you need to lose weight. You need to stop eating this, stop eating that. Go home and fucking all this Mexican food like a motherfucker."
Yeah.
Latino don't know how to give health advice, man.
No.
We don't. And if we do, it's usually putting a cream on something. From Mexico that's used for fucking horses.
Yeah.
Put it on your rash. Fucking you'll gallop faster, but you'll fucking cure up in a week. We're not what's that word? We're not health savvy. You know what I mean? We're not plant based.
They're not a lot of vegetables.
No.
Not that many vegetables.
Would you eat them if you're picking them all day? Would you eat a fucking carrot if you're picking them all day at work? No, we're not vegetable because we're not, I don't know.
But my mom, she would limit, as growing up, she'd be like, "You're only allowed one tortilla." She could not let us.
Tortilla Nazi.
Yes.
Dude, my mom used to make them. So, they always look like, my mom made the horrible.
The tortilla with the butter.
Yeah, they look like fucking expanded nipples. Fucking all. My mom used to tell me, she's told me that, the tortilla itself is healthy for you. See, all the lies Latinos, they give us food as medicine when it's all bullshit.
But everything's lard and...
It's lard based.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I mean...
It's good. It's good. But you know what I do like, which could be healthy, is the seafood. The
Mariscos.
Shrimp cocktail. That's really good.
Yeah.
Any shrimp soup, meat, abondigas, I feel like is very healthy.
It's healthy but when you put a bottle of ketchup in the fucking thing, it's not.
You're right.
We used to, carnitas itself. If you guys know how they make Mexican food, you wouldn't eat it. Carnitas is just pork boiling in 5 hours of lard and soda, sometimes milk and sugar. And then, it's not, there's nothing artisan about it. We eat horrible. We are the worst fucking eaters. We eat animals that were pets. People say don't name them. We named them and we ate them.
Oh yeah.
We're just and all this happens in Rancho Cucamonga, by the way.
It's
still happening there.
It happens.
There's places over. That's why the valley's so. The IE is so crazy because you have places to go pick up a goat to eat it. You do. You just go. You can see the goat crying. And anybody vegan or vegetarian in your family?
No.
They don't dare show up.
No, but my mom tries not to eat meat, I think, or she doesn't eat pork. Or she tries not to eat pork, but I've seen her on Thanksgiving this year.
The only time we don't eat meat is when fucking we can't afford it. That was the only time we couldn't eat meat.
But if you think about it, eating meat is cheap to eat meat, no?
You know what?
I don't know.
I don't know. Mexicans are very, very...
I feel like they go to Costco and get just a big thing.
Look, ground beef is cheap.
Yeah.
Ground beef is cheap. Carne asada is expensive as fuck. $7.99 a pound, the average of carne asada. You buy carne asada, it's like parties all over. Yeah. Every 15th of the month, you'll smell carne asada in all the neighborhoods. Somebody got their check.
Damn.
Everyone smells carne asada. Towards the end of the month, everyone's making albondiga soup because it's ground beef in a little ball. Fucking, it's true. We love to buy expensive food to eat. We could be broke as fuck because every Latino, that's what we never had. Our government cheese, fuck, man. Did you ever get? No, I got government cheese all the time, man.
I don't think I got
that shit don't melt. It doesn't melt or bend or anything. Mm-hmm. It was hard. Like it was. We were raised with the government cheese. That's what we're fat. Because
the preservatives.
It still hasn't like left our system. Yeah, we're still digesting it. It's still in us. One of these days, if I ever die, I'm gonna have an autopsy with just cheese coming out of me. That's what it's like to be brown. You had to put up with all this bullshit. We had to put up with, I mean, and that's why now when Latinos get money, they go over the board. Yeah. You go to any Benihana, you see Latinos everywhere.
Oh gosh, yeah.
Let's go to the Benihana.
Also, too, my grandpa was a truck driver. He delivered for a butcher. So, so that's my dad's side of the meat is like, but also like you said, it's like when you grow up and don't have a lot of money, but you also that like meat is something that you're like proud to serve, and we're having this tonight, and
that's the biggest.
You work hard to have that, so it's hard to. Yeah, so you don't see
a lot of... In fact, for Latinos, we don't call it a barbecue. We don't call it a cookout. We call it a carne asada. Hey, come over for a carne asada. Basically, come over because we're going to roast some meat.
Yeah.
That's our... And we all have our spots that we go to. Everybody has a place where they get the best meat, where they marinate it from. Ours is called El Cortez in Norwalk. There's lines coming out of that place. I mean, it's amazing. The taste is amazing. But then, those of you who are into the meat. We always have at least one vegetarian in the family, so we never know what to fucking do for them.
Nopales.
Yeah, we nopales, right? That's what Mexicans do. We get cactus. We get cactus. We cut off all the other pricklies, whatever, and then we throw it on the grill, and we roast. We go back and forth on the grill with it. We flame broil it, and it's horrible, but it's delicious.
It's pretty good if you cut it and mix it with like onions and
lemon, some tomatoes. And it's funny.
That's the same thing. Every vegetable dish for Mexicans
is shit.
The same. Any vegetable with onions and tomato, and then just pour some cheese on top.
That's why most of us have heart and fucking and digestive problems when we get to our late 30s. Because I can't have no michelada anymore. That's amazing. And think about
you get like the heartburn?
Fuck yeah, I get what they call agruras.
Oh my gosh. I just got that.
Is it weird?
A year ago.
Is it crazy?
I was drinking spicy margaritas and I was like, I don't feel good.
What's happening to me? What's happening? You start turning to your tia, your back crunches up. No, dude, I used to hate fucking the day after michelada. But see, I always think about how that was invented. Think about it. It's a beer with clam juice and tomato sauce. Tomato juice.
It's hot sauce.
How the fuck?
And lemon.
Somebody must have fucked up. It sounds like a dirty dish someone drank out of.
Yuck.
At a Marisco's place. It was in here. I don't know. Fuck it, just... It's horrible, but
it's delicious.
It's delicious, man. I pay for them. I can't have them anymore, and I get them for free. I go to the Santa Fe Springs swap meet in La Mirada, Santa Fe Springs area, and I used to work there. And when I go back, I get any kind of michelada I want. Any beer for free whenever I go.
Nice.
But I can't have them. I've hosted michelada competitions in my day. Now I can't.
Damn.
Yeah.
You're serious about this.
My problem is, what if it goes to tacos?
You had too many.
Dude, I partied.
You had too many micheladas.
I've been on the road. I've partied with I've had some great food in my day. So that's why last week I've decided to change my whole diet. And I had to break up with food. I had to that song, Let's Just Kiss and Say Goodbye. There's a long speech he gives in the beginning of the song, like, I brought you here today to talk about our obligations. Like, that's how I feel like my diet is. I literally had to break up with food.
What is your new diet? What is this new thing?
I just, I'm trying to go more keto.
Okay.
Stay away from spicy stuff, eliminate a lot of fat. Bread is fucking poison, to a lot of people. And then just my blood pressure. I want to keep everything good, and it's hard.
I think it's like sugar. It's all the sugar.
Oh, my God. And I'm having sugar withdrawals recently. I've been having sugar withdrawals. I know people have that. I've never had a withdrawal from anything.
Never had a sugar.
Yeah. I've never had a
thing?
It's a thing, yeah. I never fucking know. I'm telling you, it's been.
Are you doing a video like that?
I want to.
That's good.
I want to do
funny.
I want to document this because I grew up in fat culture. I just made that up. But it is. It's like a fat culture. You know what I mean? Like I grew up with I know where the best taco spots are at. I worked hard in years on this list. That's one thing. Latinos will never tell you where they're at. We'll take you. Hey, where's that place? I'm not going to tell you. I'm going to take you, though.
It's an experience.
It's an experience. So now that I got to break up with it, it hurts, man. I've invested hours.
It's a whole part of your life.
This is not food. This is everything you see is mass. This is good food.
It's love.
It's love. So I guess what my point in this podcast is we need to is that we need a better system for healthcare. That's what I'm trying to say. We need better.
I need health insurance. We need health insurance.
Please send.
Actually, I do.
This is the whole point of this. We need health insurance, and please, with $5 a day, you can help comedians like Momo Rodriguez cure his acid reflux disease.
I just have to say one thing because I listened to your podcast, and we haven't talked about the podcast, but you have it's Para Gordo
activity. So Para Gordo in Spanish means a pair of fat guys because me and Don have two big guys. So a Para Gordos activity.
And you mentioned in this episode that I listened to was how Mexicans are so scared of that. Your parents teach you to be scared of ghosts and everything like demons and spirits. But you said, don't you wish they would have made that with like
food?
With with like.
True. I wish they would have scared.
Right?
If we would have had gluten haunt us,
yes,
we'd be a lot skinnier. If my mom would have told me the horror of trans fats and saturated fats,
yeah.
I'm telling you. But no, instead we had stories about a woman that drowned her kids.
Yeah.
But never about a woman who overfed her kids.
No.
So,
well, do you have, I know this went by really, really fast.
Most women tell me the same
thing. Right? But do you have anything you want to plug or share?
You know what? What's the sad part about our industry is I can't talk about anything I'm doing right now because it's really big. Mm-hmm. But I'm in a lot of great positions right now with a lot of people that I admire, and let's just hope the next time we meet up, I could talk about them. But as of right now, all I want is everyone's prayers for me, and just hopefully you hear about me and you see what's going on with me in the variety or what's the other one? TMZ or fucking Deadline,
You're like, not TMZ.
Yeah, TMZ. Yeah, I'm doing something, but no, just hit me up on Instagram, Momo Rodriguez, MOMO Rodriguez, and check out what's going on because there's many events coming up. And don't forget to also check out my mentors, George Lopez, man. He's doing some big things, and I'm right there with him when he's doing them. So that's big for me. And thank you so much for having me. You've always been somebody that I admire for what she's doing. And the day you stop, I'm going to fucking talk shit.
Oh, shit. I ain't stopping.
So,
you don't have to worry about that.
Yeah, I will talk so much shit. Look at what happened to the headliner.
Right? The headliner quit. No. But I just have to say thank you so much for coming on. No, and I honestly, I do look up to you because you are such a great writer.
Oh, thank you.
You're hysterical, and you are someone that is creating stuff that is important.
Thank you so much.
I love what you do, and you're very passionate about bringing people and like working with Latino. Like it's beautiful, and thank you for being here. And you'll have to come on again if you know.
And I think you wanted a life lesson.
Oh yes, you have a life lesson.
And I have a life lesson, and it's something that was told for me last week by George Lopez, and I want to pass it on to anybody. We don't know the secret to success. He told me, Momo, I don't know the secret to success, but I do know it's not making everybody happy. And I think you in the industry, me in the industry, everyone out there, any industry, follow that, man. You're not going to make everybody happy. If it feels right, fucking do it. If it's wrong, we'll do something different.
Yeah, love that.
Keep moving because Fuck, man, life's a fucking salsa dance. Keep your hands up and you'll be fine, right? Keep your elbows moving, you'll be fine. That's all you gotta do. Fucking.
Yeah.
Hey, that was good.
Yeah.
That was out of nowhere.
Oh, damn.
Fucking writer.
All right, thank you guys for listening to Lorraine Lopez Loves Momo Rodriguez.
A huevo.
Bye.